Hello, everybody! So we're back with Chess of Blades,
Yes.
and I love this music so much.
It was best.
So good. I was looking through their Kickstarter, which you guys should check out,
Yes.
and it said that maybe later, if they get everything that they're hoping to get, then possibly the love interests will have their own special song that plays when something real emotional happens. So I really hope that happens, because whoever they're hiring to do this music is amazing. So anyway, that's love. We double saved just to be sure. Okay, so back with the little lady. A moment later, a little girl comes running up behind Silas. She's probably not older than 10, as cute as a button, but I can tell from her outfit she's not a nobleman's child. Something about her reminds me of someone, but I can't put my finger on Hugh. Hugh! Who? This probably reminds you of him. Hello, Hazel. Is something the matter?
I don't like staying in the kitchens by myself. It's so dark, and I always feel like someone's watching me.
Clinging onto Silas' sleeve, she turns her large eyes in my direction. I can't blame you. Ever since I caught on fire during a visit on our manor's cook, I've never liked the kitchens either. What?
What?
What happened? Oh my god! Did the cook mean to put him on fire, or was it
Yes, he was such
tried
a
to
jerk,
cook?
and he just had a little
He's like, what are you doing, Mabel?
No,
Oh,
shh,
nothing!
shh, shh, shh. You just be quiet. Shh. It's fine. Don't talk. Just do the burn.
I can't blame you. Ever since I almost got caught on fire during a visit to our manor's cook, I've never liked the kitchens either. She giggles a little, rocking on her toes. Well, at least I can make conversation with little girls. That's okay. Wait, that's not something to be proud of. You said it!
Good.
I'm afraid I have to stay here, Hazel. Wasn't your mother supposed to be here with you?
No.
She said she had to leave for a little while, but I had to stay and put her in the kitchen. I wanted to see the pretty ladies and gentlemen dancing.
I wish I could be as enthusiastic as you about it. Hazel pleadingly pulls at Silas's arm, staring up at him. He grimaces, probably being torn in half by the puppy dog eyes and his sense of duty. I am very sorry, but the young gentleman here is free to enter the ballroom, as you know. He may be willing to take you. Silas, you know we hate the ballroom! He's like, yes, this guy. He loves dancing. Why doesn't he take you?
Oh, God. Please don't make me.
Oh, you conniving bastard. Yes! Yes, it is. The hint of a smirk on his lips makes me wonder if he hadn't planned this from the start.
He did.
Really? Would you take me, sir?
No.
Uh,
I hate,
Well,
I
I'd
hate
rather
dancing, little girl. Don't ever talk to me ever again.
I freaking hate dancing. Leave me alone. Bring me a tart. No, bring me wine.
Like 6 bottles of wine, please.
6 bottles of wine.
And
My
some
room
whiskey.
It's whiskey.
Yes, that makes a great mix. It's delicious.
Do you even know anything about alcohol?
No.
Well, I'd rather not become a permanent villain in this child's mind, so I guess there's no helping it.
I guess it can't be helped.
Shooting a venomous glare at Silas's beaming face, I shove my half-empty glass at him to hold, grab Hazel's hand, and skulk glumly towards the stairs. Whew, a lot of big words. The little girl goes quiet, but her sparkling eyes are full of eagerness. We head down to the lower floor, and I lead Hazel over to the huge ballroom floors. From inside, the sound of a fast-paced waltz mingled in with many footsteps and peals of laughter reach my ears. Let's just take a little peek, okay? Hazel enthusiastically nods in reply, so I reach out to pull one of the doors open slightly.
Oh, there's so many pretty people.
The dazzling shimmer of numerous whirling dresses first meets my eyes, all but blindingly. A sea of colorful, elegant figures swirl across the gleaming floors, waltzing in time with the upbeat music. The light of the chandelier sparkles and glimmers, and the moonbeams faintly streaming from the windows on the side. I can't help but watch the guests' graceful movements for a few moments, admiring both the statuesque men and the beautifully clad women. They make it look awfully pretty, I have to say. I suppose dancing isn't a bad thing to spectate. Still, there's no way I'd ever join being out on the floor. Have you ever danced before, Hazel?
No.
Still watching through the wide crack in the door, I wait for the expected eager reply. Hazel? Dot dot dot. She's gone. I bet I bet Hazel's not even actually a child. She just looks young, because you know that's a thing. And they were like, yo, Arden really wants him out on the ballroom, and he won't go. So you know what we should do? We should make pretend like you're a little baby girl who really wants to go out there, and then force him to go out there and wait for Arden to... That's what's gonna happen.
Let's see.
That little brat, or she'll get in trouble if I don't find her.
No.
Quick save. Quick save. Okay. Let's see. She'll get in trouble if I don't find her. That little brat. I think if we say that little brat, we'll run into Arden again. But if we go looking around, I think we'll find that like one of the other guys, right? So let's go look. Well, my first instinct is to be annoyed. I admit I'm a little bit worried about what'll happen to the girl if she's found somewhere she's not supposed to be. At an official event, a servant's daughter frolicking around in the ballroom is something that would probably warrant punishment to both the girl and her parents. Hazel certainly deserves a stern talking to, but I don't want her to get in trouble. She'd definitely cry. Ugh. I'm getting too soft. Are you, though? This is the last damn time I ever played babysitter. I hastily searched for Silas on the balcony above, but he's nowhere to be seen. What a bastard of a butler, shoving the responsibility for looking after her on me. Okay. Sighing, I reluctantly step into the ballroom, managing to avoid any undue attention by sticking to the corners. More than half the guests are engaged in a lively waltz, with everyone admiring and chatting from the sides. No Hazel over there, or over there. Where on earth did she run off to? Ooh, is that who I think it is? Come to dance with me after all? Oh no. No, this couldn't possibly get any worse. No, I'm just here to watch. You see, she's coming towards me at an alarming speed. Escape route, where the hell can I go? Excuse me, miss, I have to take him from you for a moment, I'm afraid. Yes! Wait, maybe we mixed it up, like, if we say that brat, then we go find the guy. Oh well, anyway. Just before the woman reaches out to me, a familiar shape steps between us. Oh, what a shame to give him back so soon. Arden? Come with me over here for a moment, if you would, my friend. Baffled but relieved, I let Arden drape his arm around my shoulders and guide me in the direction of a relatively quiet corner. I didn't want to run into him either, but if I had to choose the lesser of the two evils, I'd probably be Arden. Thanks for that, I suppose. I let out a low mutter while we walk, trying not to sound overly grateful, so Arden doesn't take it as a cue to latch on to me more. I did warn you, didn't I? Your being of a marriageable age means that you're bound to catch the eye of girls like that. But more importantly, did you finally change your mind and decide to come dance?
No.
Don't spout drivel, Arden. I'm just looking for a little girl.
He's like, oh god,
Look at his face.
Oh, jeez.
When we reach the corner, Arden pauses, casting me a curious and maybe slightly suspicious gaze. A little girl? Do you have a cousin or something I don't know about?
Yes.
It's complicated. Either way, I'm guessing you haven't seen her? Arden shakes his head and I let out a sigh. Oh. Well, it's not my problem, I guess. Hazel probably knows her way around here better than I do, anyway. You have good timing, though. I think the announcement is about to begin. Announcement? Oh, the schedule of festivities. Nodding, Arden points to the center of the ballroom where numerous couples are starting to drift away and towards the corners, making way for a fancily dressed man with a scroll in his hands. Is it one of the other guys? The music dies down gradually and comes to a stop, and the chatter dies down to quiet whispers. Arden keeps his arm hanging around my shoulders, and I find myself too tired to bother with shooing him off. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen of the court. I really hope he keeps this short and sweet. Is anything in court affairs ever short and sweet? It is my pleasure to welcome you to the first day of our gracious Royal Highness's birthday celebration festivities. His Majesty wishes to thank you for all of your attendance. I don't know what's going on with this guy. I had an announcer voice, didn't I?
No. Didn't have any announcer voice.
I did.
Well, if you did,
This
I
one
forgot.
is wrong. No, I don't know.
This sounds wrong. He
This
sounds too
sounds wrong.
stupid.
He sounds like he doesn't know what talking is.
He sounds like he hasn't been to this country before.
It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the first day of Her Gracious Royal Highness's birthday celebration festivities. There it is. His Majesty wishes to thank you all for your attendance. Why can't his royal birthday boy come out and thank him himself? 'Cause he dead, probably. Tomorrow will mark the beginning of the Spring Festival, being held in His Majesty's honor. In the morning, the outdoor stalls and shops shall open for you, and games shall be hosted for your enjoyment. Yay! The festival shall continue for 3 days. Afterwards, on the 4th and final day of his royal celebration, there will be a grand masquerade, which all the guests are expected to attend. I don't think you'll be able to get out of dancing in that one, Riv. Ugh. His Royal Highness hopes his genteel guests enjoy the rest of their time at the castle estate and look forward to joining you in merriment, if he ever comes out. Now, guests who wish to retire for the night may adjourn to their rooms upstairs. Our gracious maestro has agreed to several more songs for those who would delight in a little more dancing. As delicate applause fills the room, I quickly pull away from Arden's grasp and clear my throat. Well, that's my cue, I'm afraid. Perhaps I'll see you in the morning. I'd hope not, though. Leaving me again. You're so horribly mean. Really? Oh. Abandoning Arden for the second time this evening, I give him a lazy half bow before returning towards the doors. I wonder if Silas is the one who's supposed to escort us to our rooms. If so, he's going to get the chewing out he sorely deserves.
Thoroughly.
As some of the other guests and I return to the main hall, however, we're instead attended by a host of other servants I haven't seen before. Slightly disappointed not to have a chance to punch that butler's face, I follow along as we're led up to another staircase on the second floor, where most of the guest accommodations seem to be. I'm a little suspicious of Silas now. And this room is yours, sir.
Yay.
My thanks. In the hallway, a polite young woman opens the door to what are presumably my chambers for the duration of the celebration. Hey, it's Orion. Oh, pretty! She hands me the key before attending to the next guest, so I step inside the room and shut the door behind me with a sigh of relief. Finally, a moment to breathe. I'd forgotten how incredibly exhausting socializing was. The room before me is a cozy one, illuminated by a few candelabras and the auburn flicker of the fireplace. The magnificently sized bed looks more than a little inviting, as do the plush chairs nearby. If I close my eyes and inhale the slightly smoky, dusty scent, I can practically envision myself back home. I wander over to the small doors at the back of the room, peering through the glass. Goodness, even I have a little balcony of my own. I suppose these guest rooms were probably made with the spoiled nobility in mind, though.
Oh, I know this scene. Oh gosh.
Do you want me to
Well,
just
there's
erase
been
it from there so that you don't have to do it?
No.
What do you want me to do? Hey, can you just erase this
Okay,
from your
but the thing
game?
is, though, no, I don't think it's bad. It's just we're going to meet a friend.
What kind of friend?
I don't know.
Bad friend.
Pulling the doors open, I step out curiously onto the elegant terrace, gazing up at the clear night sky. The wind ruffles through my hair, and I close my eyes for a moment to enjoy the cool sensation washing over me. 3 days of a festival, and then a masquerade, huh? As much as I hate to admit it, the festival sounds like it might be rather fun. My parents never felt obligated to take me to any of the festivals as a little boy, so I always had the sense that I was missing out whenever my friends would talk about them. And that masquerade ball, I certainly wasn't informed I'd need a mask, that's for sure. Thanks, Father. Perhaps I can buy one at the festival. I suppose I'd have to choose any type of dance to partake in. A masquerade seems the most interesting. Perhaps a mask will even let me hide from Arden and that damned woman, the best of both worlds. Smirking to myself, I idly glance over to my left, hearing a faint shuffling noise. Whoa! What the? It's an adjoining balcony with the room next to mine. Oh boy. And there's someone over there leaning against the balustrade. How the hell didn't I notice before? After my undignified yelp, the shadowy figure on the opposite side of the balcony turns slowly to me. Oh boy. With the moonlight illuminating his features, I can identify that it's a man, for the slanted shape of his mouth is unmistakably male.
Really?
Okay, of all the things to make you say, ah yes, this is a boy, you're like, oh, that mouth. That's
Look
the
at
one.
that mouth.
That's the one.
That's the thing I notice on every guy.
Yeah.
The mouth.
My apologies, sir. I didn't realize we were joined neighbors. Instead of an immediate reply, the man takes a slow step towards me, crossing the thin connecting walkway between our balconies.
Oh no!
Really, there's no need to be angry, sir. I promise I wasn't.
I don't think he's angry.
Excuse my rudeness. Dot dot dot. Oh, he's so handsome. He looks like a pirate.
God, he's so cute. Look at his face.
Hold it in, boy. Oh god, okay. The tall, tanned man bows lowly before me, lifting his head in a subtle glimmer, with a subtle glimmer in his eyes. Okay then. I just had to be sure it was Lord Varys' son I had the privilege of finally meeting. Oh, of course. Someone else who only identifies me as my father's son. I straighten up, feeling decidedly less deferential. Well, you're not mistaken. I prefer to be called Rivian rather than Varys' son, however. My apologies, Rivian. I already knew your name, but I didn't wish to seem rude by addressing you so coarsely. Ah, well, I suppose that's all right, then. This man is surprisingly polite. Something about his manner and his clothing make me think he's from a different place. Is he a foreigner? It must be an act of fate that you were brought to me so swiftly. You are precisely the one I've been looking for. Uh-oh. Me? Are you sure you don't mean my father? He's not here, so... He shakes his head, lips curling into a cryptic smirk. Who exactly is this man? He gives off a much more dangerous air than your average courtier. I wanted to give you a warning. A hint, if you will. You're sharp, I'm sure, with a man like Lord Varys as your father, so I doubt you'll take long to catch on. Whoa! There it is! What the hell are you oh no! Before I can so much as struggle, I find myself abruptly turned around, pinned against the balustrade. No! Staring down the long fall of the cliffs below. Oh shit. We're screwed. Oh, we're screwed. You think this long celebration is just for the sake of the king's egoism? No, it's for something far more than that. Who does this bastard think he is? Or he might have something worth saying. Okay. Quick save. I say we... Let's hear what he has to say, and then like if we play through again, we'll be like, who does this guy think he is? Okay?
Okay.
He might have something worth saying. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest, but strangely enough, I don't sense any killing intent from this man. Dot dot dot. I suppose I can hear him out in case there's something important I don't know. Since when did diplomacy become so hands-on, though, for the love of God? Simply a glimpse of pleased smirk on his face when I slowly relax in the cage of his arms, a sour grimace curling on my own lips. You see, the nobility here are not merely for those of your own kingdom. Some of these lords and ladies hail from beyond these borders, myself included. And some of them are former citizens or allies of smaller nations whose armies were crushed under your king's fists. Uh-oh. So, precisely what the hell does that have to do with me? Use your pretty head for a moment, little dove. The man who expertly controls your force's movements, who knew through spies and everything his enemies would do, who outwitted them at every turn. The stranger's lips aren't far from my ear, and this warm breath tickles against my skin.
Oh no!
Chill out, Rivian. You're like literally about to be killed. So maybe just, I don't know, chill for like 2 seconds. That was your father, Rivian, and now his darling son is far from home, in a nest of enemies among friends.
A shiver runs down my spine. I already told you, I'm not my father. Yeah, dude. Do you not understand what blackmail is? I mean, there's a lot of things they can do with the sun.
Yep.
Your overshadowing bloodline may be irksome to you, but it is everything to those who hate Lord Varison. And you're so very vulnerable, all alone. If I were one of those enemies, you'd be lying in a picturesque pool of your own blood right now, or smashed into little bitty pieces on those cliffs below. And neither of us want that, do we? Why don't you want it? I mean, he just said that he was part of, like, the countries that his dad screwed over. The low, soft, threatening voice of his voice makes my fingers turn into fists. He's getting all anxiety. Quit your fancy words and tell me what the point of all of this is. Whew, okay. He chuckles softly, releasing me from the tight embrace, only to turn me around and press my back against the balustrade, staring down with cool, glittering eyes. Just chill. You're so extra. Mark my words. Something unpleasant is going to happen very soon, within the walls of this fancy resort that all you pretty little nobles are trapped in. And you, the heir of one of the king's cleverest, most ruthless men, you will find yourself in the middle of it, whether you like it or not. Okay. Beads of cool sweat break out on the nape of my neck as those words sink into my skull. This is the absolute worst nightmare I could have imagined. There's no way he could really be telling the truth, right? Whether or not you inherited the sharpness of your father is something we'll all learn by the end of the celebration, don't you think? Based on if I make it out of my carriage alive on the final day? Shh. This tall stranger seems amused when I grind my teeth angrily, but he gives a small nod of confirmation. I'd like to ask how you know all of this, but you're so full of cryptic drivel that I doubt I'd get a straight answer, so let me ask you instead. Damn it, I was trying to think of something that would sound cool and collected, but now I'm drawing a blank. What is your name? Wow!
What's your name, cutie? Give me your number.
Exactly,
What
like,
canton do you live in?
where are you from?
Are you currently dating anyone?
Oh my god.
Because if you aren't, I'm available.
Oh god. Poor Rivian, he doesn't think. He tries.
He tries his best, but can't do it.
Okay. His face is, the man blinks. Well, if I wasn't expecting it, he probably wasn't expecting it either. Soon, though, a pleased expression drifts over his well-chiseled features, lips curling into a wolfish grin. If we didn't know Rivian liked the boys before, we know now. It's just like every time he meets someone, even Arden, who's apparently his best bro, it's like his chiseled features, his luscious brown locks. It's like, oh, Rivian.
Look at the face he's making. It's crazy.
He's like, Oh, my name. It's Franz, my little lord. At your service.
Hello, Franz. You're so handsome.
Hello.
Why you got your titties out?
I don't know.
He reaches out towards my hand, bringing it to the back of his back of it to
Don't
his
talk to
lips.
me.
But I quickly pull away and give his chest a vehement shove, dodging out of his grasp. You're giving all kinds of mixed signals, Rivian. You should be the one to fall off the balcony, you perverted bastard. I promise you won't be missed. Uh-huh, okay. Francis' lips purse together mockingly, a theatrical sigh making his broad chest rise and fall. The least you could do is thank me, but I guess the angry kitten act is your unique way of showing gratitude. Okay. I'll be returning to my own room then, unless you're planning on inviting me inside yours. Get back! Get back from me! I'd sooner invite one of these purported assassins who want to leave me in a picturesque pool of my own blood.
Oh, girl. What's up with your...
Snickering, he lifts his shoulders in an innocent shrug, turning his way back towards his side of the balcony. What I'm curious about is if he's actually a guest or if he just popped onto our balcony. Like, I mean, that doesn't seem like, regular attire for the people, So it's possible that...
Oh, A lot of words.
Well, he might dress all fancy, like when he's pretending to be, part of the nobles or something.
Part of the nobles.
Should you need my help, do seek me out. But remember, I'm only one piece of the puzzle you may need to solve. All right, then. His vague words are accompanied by a faint, unreadable glint in his eyes.
I need your help.
With that, he shoves his hands in his pockets and gracefully strides over towards the room's door. And I glare at his back until it disappears. What the hell is happening with this damn place? The warmth and sensation of Francis' fingers curled around my chin still lingers. More unsettlingly, though, are the lasting fragments of the words he left behind. And we're back in our rooms, being good kids. I hastily return to my own chamber, slamming the balcony doors shut and locking them, pulling the curtains over the glass.
Okay, we should probably pause, quit this one in particular here,
Yeah.
because it's getting quite long.
So we'll see you guys later. Definitely
Boy.
finish this. Bye!